Let us go into Archer versus Shiro. The search ends rather quickly. Well, first this. Lancer is thought to be specialized in battle, but he is actually skilled in magic. Gay Bolg is not the only thing he obtained in the Country of Shadows. He is the hero who obtained all 18 of the Runes of Origin. Ooh. Since he prefers to battle using his lance, the magic rarely gets used. And now is one of the rare times. The thing that flies above the floor suddenly drops. The Bakana rune finishes its search and turns back into a stone. An unfamiliar boy stands up in confusion. Lancer realizes that he knows the voice and recalls who he is. He stops halfway. He sees Toscarin behind the boy. She's tied to a chair. That's fine. That's to be expected since she's captured. But there's a bit more to the girl. First of all, the chair is on the ground. She's tied to the chair, so Toscarin is also on the ground. Her long black hair is covered in sand and something red can be seen on her mouth. She must have cut her lip. There's also a slight bruise by her mouth. Fuck you, Shinji. The fist smashes into Mato's Shinji's cheek. It was so beautifully animated too. In of course the anime. The light back fist blows the boy to the wall. He didn't kill the boy since he was unconscious. But it would not have been unconscious if Toscarin looked paler and her clothes were more disordered. He would have unconsciously tried to blow the boy's head off if that were the case. Actually, Lancer does not care how a captive is treated. But he will not tolerate having his spoils snatched by someone else. Spoils for him are enemies he has to kill and women he favors. Toscarin groans, still tied up to the chair. She must have been unconscious as her voice is not too much different from when she wakes up. Lazy bones. Lancer gives an out-of-place greeting and walks to Toscarin. And in comes... The Red Lance appears. Lancer turns around at Rin's warning. The one appearing there is unexpected even for him. The corner of the room, the one walking past Mato Shinji is... Oh, this song. Kotomina Kirei, the one assumed to have been killed by Caster. Rin lets out a surprised voice. Lancer glares suspiciously at the priest. The priest says so without looking at the boy moaning in the rubble. The priest laughs. He looks and sounds as though he's giving a benediction to the dying. A chill runs up the girl's spine. At that moment, she realizes her fate. With a saintly smile, the priest gazes upon the sacrifice who had been his pupil for the past 10 years.
待てよ、琴峰。その女はどうするつもりだ。教え子を助けたいと言ったお前の言葉は嘘だったのか。
Lancer glares at his master while standing in front of the girl.
嘘なものか。彼女はここまで育てた大切な駒だ。10年にわたり欺き続けたのだから、そう簡単にリタイアされてはつまらん。故にお前に彼女の警護を任せたのだ。わずか2日ばかりの延命だったが、親心としては十分すぎるのではないかな。
I love this guy. If you couldn't tell by my channel, the priest walks past Lancer and looks down at the girl on the ground. The girl glares at her former instructor.
SS 神父、あんたならやりかねないと思ったけど、本当にマスターだったなんてね。監督役のくせにゲームに参加するなんて、反則もいいところじゃない。
その割には落ち着いているな、リン。やはり気づいてはいたのか。
当然でしょ。自分のサーバントを見せなかったのもあんたを疑ってたからだも
の。初めから。
Then, the priest frowns as if the words are unexpected.
何よ、文句あるっていうの？キレ。
いや、初めからというが、それはどのあたりを
Here
指
it
してい
is.
るのかと思ってな。
The priest grins. He looks down at the girl with utmost pleasure.
まった。キレ、あんた。
それは今回の聖杯戦争が始まってからか。それともお前が言う初めからとは。
With that, the girl understands everything. Her face turns pale when she looks up at the man she studied under for 10 years in disbelief.
そう。殺したのはあんただったんだ。
当然だろう。恩師であったからな。騙し討ちはたやすかった。
A grinding sound. The girl hangs her head and grits her teeth.
行き場に迷えクソ神父。断言してやるけど、あんたに居場所なんてないんだからね。地獄だってあんたみたいなのは願い下げで、煉獄だって他の連中がずぶとくなるってんでたらい回しよ。
They'd have to make a new ring of it for Kirei.
あんたみたいな生き損ないはね、性に合わない天国あたりで針のむしろにくるまってろっての。
The girl keeps on cursing him. Of course, the priest does not care about such things. But the boy is overawed by her change. Mato Shinji never thought Toscarin would show this much emotion.
琴峰、遠坂は僕がもらったんだって知ってるだろ。あいつに
You can
用
go
があ
to
る
the
のは
church.
僕だけだ。
Oh,
あ
Shinji.
んたはただ教会でこっちの守備を待ってればいいんだよ。
Oh god, I ate something spicy.
いや、ようならばある。彼女にはここで聖杯になってもらわねばならないからな。
Mato Shinji does not understand what the priest is saying. The only ones who understand are the priest and the sacrifice, Toscarin.
アーチャーとセーバーが消えればいい加減頃合いだ。いらぬ抵抗され、鮮度を落とされても困る。
Oh
ことは
gosh.
迅速に済ませてしまおう。
The priest walks away from the girl with those words. The only one in front of Toscarin is Lancer.
琴峰、貴様。
そのゴミを始末しろ、ランサー。器に心臓はいらん。
Only Mato Shinji reacts to those words. Toscarin glares at the priest but bites her lip without speaking. The priest's smile already told her that she was going to be killed here. She understands that she will not be saved and that she won't be heard even if she begs for her life. That's why she doesn't complain. That is the only way she can resist, and that is her will of opposition. She won't give up until the very last second. Help might arrive even at this moment, and she might be the only one that survives after this room miraculously crumbles.
ありえない話だけど。
She won't give up, but she also understands it's impossible. That's why she has no fear. Except for one thing. She imagines that boy's expression when he finds her dead after coming to save her. She doesn't want him to cry. It angers her that she's the cause of his tears and she doesn't know how she can apologize to him. No, she can't apologize if she dies, but she still doesn't want him to cry. Oh, Rin. She cares so much.
私、先にリタイアする。
So she decides to apologize ahead of time. It does no good, but it calms her down.
どうしたランサー。相手は少女。貫くのはたやすかろう。
Dupree shows no mercy. To that,
お断りだ。今回のは従えねえ。俺にやらせたかったらその霊樹でも使うんだな。
Lancer replies while looking at the priest as if he is an enemy.
何？
The priest narrows his eyes. The master and the slave. The air inside the room freezes as they stare at each other.
そうか。仕方あるまい。自分でできることに霊樹を消費するわけにはいかんのだが。
He raises his left arm. The priest activates the command spell on his arm.
では命じよう。自害しろランサー。
Damn. Cold, man. He vomits up blood. Oh, excuse me. But that is nothing compared to the blood spilling from his chest.
ことみね。貴様。
His voice is a whisper now. The spearman, Lancer's chest and heart are pierced by his own lance.
さらばだ。お前の役目はとうに終わっている。
The man in blue armor falls to the floor. Redness permeates the floor. There's no sign of him getting back up. The spearman in blue has been defeated by his own lance at the command of his own master. The priest moves. He walks over to the girl and crouches down. Her heart. He stoops so that he can easily pull out Toscarine's heart.
ことみね。約束が違うじゃないか。遠坂は僕にくれるって言っただろう。
The priest gives the boy a wordless glance.
ダメだ。遠坂はダメだ。そいつには借りがいっぱいあるんだから。生きていてくれなくちゃ困る。
Mato Shinji protests, his teeth chattering at the sight of Lancer's corpse. But he stops. The boy slowly retreats, unable to take the priest's stare. The priest looks from the boy back to the girl. That's all Kirei has to do to Shinji. Shinji knows deep down.
最後に何か言い残すことはあるか。遺言ぐらいは聞こう。
His words are simple.
こういう時の私が何を考えているか、あんたなら知ってるはずでしょ。
Toscarine answers in her normal manner.
そうだな。最後まで諦めないのがお前だ、リン。同時に覆らない現実を瞬時に認めるのもいいぞ。その矛盾はなかなかに芳醇だ。
He shows no hesitation. The priest grabs the girl's breast right on top of her heart. The girl closes her eyes at the sensation. A pierce. The heart is pierced and blood gushes out. Okay, they don't tell you. Even after being abandoned, the room is still used as a disposal for corpses. Still. Keyword. The one to gasp is Toscarine. Blood drips onto the floor. The dripping sound is made by something above her. A church on the hill during this. That's amazing. From the chest of the priest who is looking down at the girl. Blood. Ooh. Blood pours from his mouth. The wound on his chest is fatal. The weapon protruding from his back is the cursed lance that always strikes its target. The priest shows no emotion. With his lips covered in blood, he turns to Lancer.
ランサー、貴様。
あいにくだったな、ことみね。この程度でくたばれるんならよ。俺は英雄になんぞなってね。
Anyone can tell that the ironic voice is bluffing. Lancer has no vitality. He has no heart and his body is about to disappear. The demonic lance is pulled out. The priest, having nothing to show for his departure, falls and dies. No matter how great his mastery of magic or how powerful his divine protection, he is still a mere human. There's no way for him to be alive after being stabbed in his heart by the demonic lance.
たく、結局こうなったか。
Like you imagine. Oh, Lancer. If only Kirei had a more evil servant. Though it is interesting, when you think of how servants tend to align with their master's personality. Lancer very neutral, but at the same time, not completely. Like I would say, maybe Kirei is neutral, evil, and what they say Lancer is what, lawful, or lawful neutral, yeah. Unfortunate that Kirei got this kind of guy. He's the best. He's a fucking bro. But, you know. And it makes me wonder if Ku would have been more receptive to Kirei if Kirei was more honest with him. I don't know. Then again, he's been making him do despicable stuff the whole time, so you probably just wouldn't like him inherently for that alone. Plus Kirei, everyone that meets Kirei just knows there's just something off about him. At least people that are keen to that kind of thing. The knight leans against the wall and tries to hold up his disappearing body. But it's only temporary. Lancer will disappear once he falls to the ground. He lost his heart and his master. He's still able to maintain his body because of his dirty survival tricks. Yeah, Shinji loves this. Talking big when he has no opposition now. Though Ku doesn't have to kill him. Or he feels he doesn't have to. The girl who is staring at the dead priest is brought back to reality by the laughing voice. The nerve of him to call Kirei useless. Mato Shinji kicks the priest's corpse. The dead man does not move. That must have pleased him as the boy kicks the priest's head with all his might. A heavy smacking sound echoes in the room. Sensation and the sound excite Mato Shinji more than he expected. Dude's a little twisted, man. A lot twisted. He laughs. The boy whose sanity is almost gone walks toward Toscarine with staggering steps. He literally goes on all fours to get on top of Toscarine like a lizard. That's a great... He is a lizard. And here comes another part that you love to see in anime. Wait for it. Wait for it. Then, even while she's tied up and being licked on her cheek by the boy, gross, Toscarine speaks up.
まだ懲りないのかって言ってるのよ、シンジ。あんたは綺麗にいいように使われてただけでしょ。いい？あのサーバントは扱いきれるものじゃない。
Yeah.
そんなこと、近くにいるんだからあんただって分かってるでしょ。ならいい加減目を覚まして、こんな殺し合いから手を引けっていうの。今ならまだ間に合うのはそっちの方よ。死にたくなかったら、1秒でも早くここから逃げ出しなさい。
何を言い出すかと思えば結局は命乞いじゃんか。バカはお前だよ、遠坂。目障りな琴峰は死んだんだぜ。今さら何が僕の邪魔をするって言うんだ。
Mato Shinji runs his fingers along the girl's body. At that instant, here we go. Mato Shinji is punched away once again. He is flung to the wall. Big facts. Lancer glances at the boy and walks lazily to the girl.
何死に損ないの分際で僕に意見しようっていうの
The spearman stops. He now turns to Mato Shinji.
おとなしく寝ていれば苦しまずに死ねたってのにな。さっきといい今度といい。ほら出番だぜギルガメッシュ。こいつカッコつけて死にたいんだってさ。
He raises his voice. Mato Shinji's servant, the one who can kill any heroic spirit, is summoned by his master and...
おいなんだよ。何やってんだよあいつ。聞こえないのか。早く来いって言ってるだろ。
I think he's literally just watching Archer versus Shiro and just being entertained. His voice sheepishly echoes through the room. The golden servant does not appear. The spearman covered in blood takes another step towards the annoying boy.
くそなんだよお前。死に損ないのくせに何かっこつけてんだよ。消えろよ。目障りだってわかんないのかよこの化け物。
The lance is thrust. The quick thrust pierces Mato Shinji through his right shoulder. His scream tears through the room. Lancer pulls out the lance with an almost bored expression and points it at Mato Shinji's temple.
うせろ。死に損ないでもな。お前程度なら1000人殺したところで支障はない。
Retreating to the wall and shivering, Mato Shinji runs away. So that's a difference. He actually pierces Shinji straight through his right shoulder. In the anime, he pokes him and he runs away like a fucking coward.
たく、無駄な体力使わせやがって。
Granted, he should have ran away a long time ago, but still. He's a little justified in his pain and screaming. Letting out a big sigh, he walks over to the girl. The lance cuts away the girl's bonds like paper.
ありがとう。助かったわ、ランサー。
She thanks him as soon as she's freed. Unmindful of the dirt that covers her, she bows to Lancer.
ま、成り行きだからな。礼を言われる筋じゃねえ。
At that instant, he falls.
ランサー
He tries to catch him but does not make it. Lancer, who was leaning against the wall, crumples onto the ground. His legs won't move. Lancer's limbs are already dead. The fact that he still got up, killed his master, and freed her is unbelievable. Gushing blood stains his blue armor red.
待ってて、すぐに傷を塞ぐから。
Rin runs to the bloody spearman, but Lancer stops her by raising his hand.
無駄だ。俺のゲイボルクで破壊された心臓は簡単には治らん。大体な、そんな余分なマルカ残ってねえだろお前。
けどそれじゃ。
Are they implying that she could have maybe saved him?
まあ気にするな。こういうのには慣れてる。英雄ってのはな、いつだって理不尽な命令で死ぬものなんだからよ。
His casual talk is like always. The blue spearman does not change his tone even on the verge of his death. The girl stands there speechless. Looking up at her, Lancer sighs as if the weight is lifted off his shoulders.
いや、お互いつまんねえ相棒を引いちまったな。
そうね。けど、私のはつまんないっていうより、扱いづらいだけだったかな。
違いない。お前のような女が相棒だったら言うことはなかったんだが、あいにく昔からいい女とは縁がなくてな。まったく、こればっかりは何度繰り返しても治らねえみてえだ。
He laughs in self-derision. Then,
さあ、早く行け。こいつは俺が連れて行く。お前は、お前の相棒のところに戻らないと。
the spearman in blue urges the girl. Lancer is holding the Ansu's rune. The rune containing his remaining magical energy will burn this room to ashes. Is that the rune that Toko used from Kara no Kyokai? Because that word Ansu is familiar to me, and I haven't seen those movies in a while. Rune containing his... Yep. Understanding his determination, the girl turns her back to Lancer.
さよならランサー。短い間だったけど、私もあなたみたいな人は好きよ。
She runs to the entrance hall.
小娘がもうちょっと年取って出直してこい。
Oh, Lancer, he sounds happy. The room erupts in flames. The blaze burns Lancer's body and his master's corpse. Without leaving a trace, the red lance and the blue armor disappear in the flames like empty illusions. So long, Kire. See you in Heavensfield. The same swords, the same techniques clash. My attack and his attack are the same. But still, the blades chip away and my body is wounded the more we fight. The attack that I blocked breaks through. Concho on my left hand is destroyed by his concho, and his weapon sweeps at me from the side. I twist my body to dodge it, but it still slashes me. Although not immediately fatal, the wound will eventually overcome me. I bear the pain by cursing and swing Bakyu at the close enemy. It's blocked and destroyed as well. We have the same swords and the same techniques, but there is a gap that I cannot fill.
お前の感想と俺の感想が同等とでも思ったか。お前はまだまだ基本骨子の想定が甘い。
Also, you're a fucking servant.
いかにイメージ通りの外見材質を保とうが、構造に利がなければ崩れるのは当然だ。イメージといえど、筋が通ってなければ瓦解する。
My tempo and my side. He attacks both my vital spots at once. I immediately project the twin swords and parry the attacks. My head hurts to the point of blurring my sight. It's not because of the strain of immediate projection. This is that headache. The instinct I felt when I was searching for Tosaka. The slight fever I got every time I faced him. That strain now threatens to drive me mad. I parry his attacks. I step in and slash at his body. The red headache burns my eyes every time I do so. Is it because of the contradiction that Emiya Shido and heroic spirit Emiya are existing at the same time? Ever since we recognized each other's identities, my body breaks every time we touch each other. I trace this sword technique and even his reproduction ability. It's natural for them to suit me. His abilities are Emiya Shido's optimal technique perfected over many years of training. There's no way it would not suit me. In trying to match his skill, I allowed myself to learn too much about my future self. My eyeballs go numb. Every time I swing the sword, every time the sparks fly out, I'm attacked with a flash so strong that it could blind me. I am no match for him and my vision fills with red every time we exchange blows. If that's the worst of it, I don't care. My body is already torn apart. My headache is nothing compared to the burning wound in my stomach. The problem is that the headache won't stop because there's something I'm still drawing out from him.
都合5本目だな。投影による複製ではそろそろ限界か。お前の魔力量はよくわかっている。そのざまでは残り3本。わざわざあれを見せてやったというのに、未だそんな勘違いをしているとはな。
His scornful voice contains some disappointment. Misunderstand? I don't care about that. More than anything, I have to do something about this headache right now. The thing flowing from you.
ともあれ、至ったところで不可能ではあるか。今のエミやシローが生成できる魔力では足りない。
He's talking about UBW?
そう。どちらにせよ。
Because when he showed him that. My headache gets worse. He raises his twin swords to finish the match.
貴様に賞賛など一部たりともなかったということだ。
He swings him down in a cross. The swords I blocked him with are destroyed. My body becomes numb as if a hammer has been smashed on it, and a headache finally sears my brain as well as my eyes. It's flowing into me. So, this is scarier than the pain. This is his memory. The reason he changed so much. I can see bits and pieces of what will happen to Emiya Shido in the future. I don't know if it was correct or not. Nobody will be able to determine that. The beautiful things were ugly and the ugly things were beautiful. There's nothing disgusting once you look at it objectively. So why is there such a deviation? Sophistry, self-falsehood, trickery, vanity. Those are what he saw the most. I am the bone of my sword. But still, it seems he did not care. There was an ideal and an oath he had to protect. He did not care what he lost to do so. Even when he was betrayed, he believed there would be a next time if he did not betray himself. Did not show grief or pain. Steel is my body and fire is my blood. He is like a cold-blooded machine to others. He was a convenient existence, so he was conveniently used. He was only a tool in other people's eyes. But the machine had an ideal it wanted to protect, so it accepted its role as a convenient tool. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. It's not something to go around proclaiming. The more he kills and the more he is unable to save, the less he can talk about his ideal. The only thing left for him is to obstinately protect his ideal until the very end. And the result? The ideal Emiyashiro dreamed of has never been accomplished, and he found out that it's just nonsense dreamed by a fool who is only a nuisance to others. Have withstood pain to create many weapons. Oh, see? This is his end. See? This is your end. My mind gives in. I won't feel compassion. I won't feel compassion. I won't feel compassion. I won't feel compassion, but my mind almost gives in, thinking that I will be following this exact path. Yet those hands will never hold anything. What you believed in, what you believe in, you're shown that it is just a fantasy that is covered with lies, and still. Snap back to reality. His weapon closes in. A horn-like sword comes to pierce my heart. A horn-like sword. I get away. I have in my hands the twin swords I quickly projected. I forced down my nausea. That ha was greatly timed with the music. I love those moments when I'm playing this where shit just lines up for no reason. I bet some of it is programmed, like, as far as when it's played, and maybe they kind of judge, like, the average it takes to read. I don't know. I think it's cool, though. What was I seeing? Forget it. Forget what you just saw. You need to defeat him. You should focus everything on that goal. Oh, colored book.
前世の自分を考慮、憑依させることで、かつての技術を習得する魔術があると聞くが、俺と打ち合うたびに、お前の技術は鍛えられていくようだな。
Which is so cool. My shoulders heaving, I prepare myself for his attack.
となると、引き出したものは投影技術だけではあるまい。その顔。今にも吐きそうな最低の面構えからすると、お前。
You have to pardon me. I'm super bad at predicting Archer's cadence when I'm pressing through. I always need to remember to give him more time. My breathing stops. Don't let me say it. Don't let me recall it. If you say what I just saw, I...
ならば話は早い。それは全て事実だ。エミヤしろ!
His red cloak moves. He closes in on me in an instant and thrusts the horned sword. It's destroyed in one blow. There's no way a hastily constructed sword and a first attempt at that would match his sword. But, even though I'm empty-handed, he throws away his sword. He projects Durandal, the renowned sword of the king. This is so cool. Archer's projecting a bunch of different swords for Shiro? Damn. I skip about 4 steps and quickly reproduce his weapon. But of course, such an imitation is destroyed in one blow. I fall. I'm repelled and I land with my back on the rubble. That surprises me. The rubble turns red just by having me fall on top of it. Oh, I already know, but it seems my body is almost dead, outside and inside.
そこまでだ。叶わないと知ってなおここに現れる愚かさ。生涯くだらぬ理想にとらわれ、自らの意志を持たなかったまがいもの。それが自身の正体だと理解したか。
His voice echoes. My body is covered with wounds. It's bad how the wounds are so deep that I can reach inside them and take out my bones. Yikes.
そんなものに生きている価値はない。
何よりこの俺が確信しているのだ。エミやシロという男の人生に価値などない。ただ救いたいから救うなど、そもそも感情として間違えている。人間として故障したお前は初めからあってはならない偽物だった。
My magical energy is almost depleted. Not only that, the magic circuit to run the magical energy is burned up. No, if I talk about it burning up, it burned up yesterday when I used projection. It's just that an almost broken thing completely broke. But my body is telling me I can still fight. My mind bluffs itself, saying that it has not given in. Then, I have to get up and defeat him.
無駄なことを。俺はお前の理想だ。叶うはずなどないと今ので理解できたはずだが。
I focused the last of my will on the magic circuit. My split nerves scream, but I carefully put together the 8 steps.
ドレスオフ。
Oh, first time I've heard that. I project his twin swords. Kancho and Baki are 2 great swords named after an ancient swordsmith. I swing them. I keep attacking until my remaining energy runs out. My twin swords are met by twin swords. Archer now holds Kancho and Bakyu and parries my attacks without retreating.
そうか。認めるわけにはいかないのは道理だな。俺がお前の理想である限り、エミやシロは誰よりも俺を否定しなければならない。
His calm tone pisses me off. Can't even breathe, but he is calm and composed. I attack with all my energy. He does not parry my attacks, but pushes them back. And push back along with my twin swords. The difference in our powers is obvious. There's no way for me to win with pure strength.
では聞くがな、シロ。お前は本当に正義の味方になりたいと思っているのか？
For an instant, my mind blanks out from the surprise attack.
何を今さら。俺はなりたいんじゃなくて絶対になるんだよ。
I glare back at him. Then,
そう、絶対にならなければならない。なぜならそれはエミやシロにとってただ一つの感情だからだ。逆らうことも否定することもできない感情。たとえそれが自身の内から現れたものでないとしても。
he stops me with words that grab my heart. Not born from within me. I deny them even before I think about what those words mean. I can't let him finish. I can't realize that fact. If I find out, Emiyashiro's foundation will crumble.
ほう。その様子では、
man.
薄々感づいてはいたようだな。いや、初めから気づいていて、それを必死に遠ざけていただけだったのか。今の俺では思い出すことさえできないが。
I start to say before I stop myself. I don't want to know. I know that I shouldn't know. Still, I know that I must know. The contradiction of Emiyashiro. The answer to what is wrong with me and how I am distorted.
俺にはもはやお前の記憶などない。だが、それでもあの光景だけは覚えている。一面の炎と充満した死の匂い。絶望の中で助けを乞い、叶えられた時の感情。エミやキリツグという男の俺を助け出した時に見せた安堵の顔を。
I realized that it is natural to die and my mind empty it out. I was saved at that time. The man who saved me smiled with tears in his eyes. That is what I thought was beautiful.
そうだ。お前はただ一人助けられたことで、ただエミやキリツグに憧れただけだ。あの男のお前を助けた顔があまりにも幸せそうだったから。
That's right. It's not me that got saved at that time. It's an assumption I did not even think about. If that fire was Kiritsugu's fault, he shouldn't have been able to bear that fact. A tragedy without any survivors. Kiritsugu, the one who caused it, must have frantically searched for a survivor. And he finally found a survivor that should not have existed. The man found a surviving child that could not be saved. You talk about miracles, it is. But I knew about that already. I don't care about his circumstances. It was enough for me that he got me out of that hell. Even if it may have been for himself, it's true that he tried to save me and wished for my survival. That's enough. Emiya Kiritsugu saved a boy who had nothing. So...
そう。子が親に憧れるのは当然だ。だが、お前はそれが行き過ぎた。エミヤキリツグに。エミヤキリツグがなりたかったものに憧れるだけならよかった。だが、最後に奴はお前に呪いを残した。言うまでもないだろう。
A curse.
それがお前の全てだと言ってもいい。
じいさんの夢は
That's the answer. Hearing my casual remark, he left the words, "I'm relieved" behind him. And then that man who was emptier even than me died. At that moment, Emiyashiro had to become a superhero. My will does not matter. For his sake, I simply tried to become what he had admired since he was small. The wish for everyone to be happy is an impossibility dreamed not by me, but by Emiya Kiritsugu.
気づいているのだろう。シロ、お前の理想はただの借り物だ。エミヤキリツグという男がなりたかったもの、エミヤキリツグが正しいと信じたものを真似ているだけに過ぎない。
I grit my teeth, desperately trying to resist my mind that is about to give in. But
正義の味方だと笑わせるな。誰かのためになるとそう繰り返し続けたお前の思いは決して自ら生み出されたものではない。そんな男が他人の助けになるなどと思い上がりも甚だしい。
he attacks with his swords. With the weight of his contempt behind him, the twin swords are swung more strongly than ever before. Woo. Seeing those raging swords, I accept my own death just as I did 10 years ago. The force comes smashing down. There is no elegance in those attacks, and they are executed only using his strength. My left arm shakes from blocking the attack. My fingers that held onto the sword break. The sword I made using all my remaining power is bent back by one blow. I'm dead. I'm on the verge of death from the first blow, so there's no way I will be able to block the next attack. But still, my mind is about to give in, but my body denies it with all its might. It's telling me I'm wrong. It appeals to me, saying it's wrong to give in to his swords and to die here. I raise my head. My eyes aren't functioning. They don't see the enemy but show his memories. In them, I see myself curling up and desperately trying to live. The echoing of the swords isn't all I hear. He curses himself every time he attacks.
そうだ。誰かを助けたいという願いが綺麗だったから憧れた。
Wow. I block the oncoming attack. Bakuya is destroyed. All I have left is Kancho in my left hand.
故に自身からこぼれ落ちた気持ちなどない。これを偽善と言わずなんという。
I'll talk about it after. Actually, I'll just say, if you feel something, is that not your own feeling? Like, yeah, you got it from somewhere, but if you feel it and you treasure it, is that not your own feeling? Kancho is bent and its existence is fading. My heart is hurting. Not because of his attacks, his words slash at my heart.
この身は誰かのためにならなければならないと脅迫観念に突き動かされてきた。それが苦痛だと思うことも破綻していると気づく間もなく、ただ走り続けた。
He keeps on denying himself. My heart tries to give up every time I hear him. My body wants to succumb to the force of his attacks. But still, that same body keeps desperately denying him.
だが、所詮は偽物だ。そんな偽善では何も救えない。いいな。もとより何を救うべきかも定まらない。
See, this is the part where Archer's telling Shiro exactly how he feels, man, and it's so good. Like, he's probably wanted to say this his whole existence. Like, it's crazy. I'm smashed away. An attack as strong as one of Berserker's easily flings away Emiyashiro's body. That is a crazy comparison. But I still hold my ground. I frantically endure the attack coming down at me. I will not be able to get back up if I fall down. So my body refuses to let me fall. I thrust the rapidly fading Concho into the ground and lean on it. My body sags forward and I cannot even stand upright. I use Concho as a cane and hold up my falling body with my arms. That's a crazy image. I must look pitiful. I might look as if I'm kneeling down and begging him.
その理想は破綻している。自身より他人が大切だという考え、誰もが幸福であってほしい願いなど空想のおとぎ話だ。そんな夢を抱いてしか生きられないのであれば、抱いたまま溺死しろ。
He says that there's no value in living, no, in my life itself. My weapon is about to disappear and there's little point in trying to keep my body from falling. In contrast, he isn't even scratched. The match is decided. No, the match had been decided from the start. There's no way for Emiyashiro to beat heroic spirit Emiya. But that is a mistake. If the difference in our powers was large, the fight wouldn't have turned out like this. It is my mind that lost. My mind was weak because I realized that I am wrong and that he is right. That was my only failure. Because... Here we go.
何?
Because my body has been telling me I will not lose to you. Why? I did power enter my body every time he cursed my ideal as fake.
ふざけんな。こんちくしょう。
I'll reach it. I'll definitely reach it. If parts of me are broken, then I just need to use the parts that aren't. If everything I have is broken, then use the parts I don't have. If my body hasn't lost yet, I can just reach out to the part of me that hasn't been used yet. A headache. An instant of a few milliseconds, I see him, probably for the last time. I could not understand him, but I guess I can use his pain as a lesson. A hero who used a poem about himself as a spell. Even if I don't understand the meaning behind it, I will accept those words in your place. I start the spell so that I can be proud of myself. Oh my gosh. Emiya's words hurt Emiya. He accepted that fact and chose to kill me. That's the only thing he could wish for in the end. Then, just as you deny me, I will defeat you with all my powers. Oh, here we go. I was waiting for it. In Japanese, bitch! I murmur the words without realizing it. I raise my head. I pour determination into my dying body. I swallow the blood clotting in my throat. Yang Sword Concho regains its image. This is just a dream, but I kept on believing in it because I thought it was right. Hidetsugu pursued it because he knew it was an unattainable dream, an impossible ideal. Even if it may be unattainable, he believed that he would reach his destination if he kept running. I'm glad he said it, because no one addressed that in the anime. I ready my sword. I don't care about that. But I won't lose against myself. I will keep on being Emiyashiro. Always love to hear it, man. Ooh, these CGs. It's an unbelievable technique. His attacking body is on the verge of death. His fingers are broken, his limbs are slashed, and his breathing has stopped without him even realizing it. His speed is nothing, and his attack is mediocre. The boy that has absorbed his combat skills to the point where he's able to fight decently has now returned to fighting without them. An unskilled, frantic attack, but still, his blow is heavier than any that came before. Archer's indifference turns into surprise within a second. Swinging swords are like a scream. They clash against his longsword with unimaginable speed. Where is his power coming from? The attacks are unlike before. He cannot go into defense. This attack should cut through the boy's neck. Realizing that he cannot make light of the boy, he swings his sword. Up and down, left and right. The 4 attacks are enough to cut off his limbs and to cut up his body to pieces. The boy blocks him. No, exceeding his 4 attacks, the sword comes to slash his neck. Bringing back the longsword, he parries the attack. He intuitively understands that he will be killed unless he attacks. The longsword attacks the enemy that is on the verge of death, and the boy frantically swings his sword. The swords crash in balance. Space is filled with sparks, and anything entering the space should be cut to pieces. But it should be the last spark that a dying man gives off. The boy loses his breath every time he attacks, almost falls, holds his ground, and attacks again. The sight reassures him. There is no power left in his enemy. The boy in front of him is literally on the verge of death. So why do those arms have seemingly infinite power? I have no consciousness. I can neither tell what the enemy is doing nor if my attacks are doing anything. The muscles are screaming for oxygen and the lack of blood keeps ordering my body to stop. I suppress them altogether by force. That's all that's filling my head. My ideal is fake. He's right. I can't be a superhero. As long as I admire such a thing, I will end up like the man before me. But I felt beauty in it. I know it's just hypocrisy to value everyone else over yourself. But still, I admired it, thinking how great it would be if I could live that way. That's the only thing driving my dying body. Say it, Shiro. He cannot hear what his enemy is saying. His enemy's voice is weak, yet his attacks are relentless. Looking, the boy's hands are one with the sword's hilt. It must be to keep the sword in place, but that will transfer the impact directly to his body. The boy's covered in blood and he will fall forward and die if he retreats. Even swinging the sword should come with great pain. He blocks it in annoyance. His dying enemy gets on his nerves, but he himself gets on his nerves because even though he knows it will end once he retreats, he is not able to do so. But how can he retreat? Straightforward attacks without strategy? If it is a shame to turn his back to such attacks, it is also a disgrace not to block them. His enemy will self-destruct once he retreats, but he has a presentiment that he will lose something important if he does so. The worries will end soon. His enemy is at his limits. He will fall after 2 more blows or 3 at most. He clucks his tongue at the stupid thought. He previously thought that his enemy would last 2 more blows, but he has received over 10 blows since then. The boy will not fall. He cannot hear the boy's voice. The dying boy frantically opposes the obstacle in front of him. That figure's getting through. That figure. He stares at the figure with his own eyes for the first time. I keep swinging the sword with the arms that are about to tear off. The only thing I have left is this one thing I'm saying with all my might. Say it. My barrage of strikes are compensation for that scream. There were people that could not save others, and there was me who could not save them. I swore to myself never to let such a thing happen again, seeing the memories of that meaninglessly disappeared. How long has it been since then? There were things I lost, and there were things I dropped. There are always things that will be forgotten. So I swore to myself never to forget this one fact. To become a superhero. I will protect it even if it isn't my wish or even if it is just sophistry to soften my guilt. It has to come true. The person who saved me died, leaving those words behind. I believe in the wish contained in those words. Even if everyone in this world disagrees with me, and even if I myself curse me, And so, he realizes that the attacks will not end. His enemy will not stop. He will not stop from his own will. The boy is attacking with all his might, but he is not looking at his opponent. The thing that boy is trying to defeat is his obstacle, his own self that is hindering himself. He is swinging his sword to enforce what he has believed in, what he will keep on believing in. Realizing that, the man grits his teeth in annoyance. The boy keeps challenging it, knowing that he won't win and that there's no meaning to it. That is the exact mistake he has detested. So why? Why does he want to see how long the boy can continue? And that's it right there. He raises his longsword. His enemy's attacks are something he has to take seriously. He repels the attacks and crushes his enemy's skull for sure. clanging sound. The fatal attack is easily deflected. The one who could not block his attacks until now repels a swing made with all his might. Yo! He gasps. He sees his enemy repel his sword and get back into stance. The boy's eyes are looking straight at. The impact causes one of my arms and legs to break. I love how it's jumping between Shiro and like narrator. My sense of pain hasn't been numbed. I use my fury to clamp down the pain that almost makes me pass out. The left side of the enemy's chest is open. Since half my body is broken, this will be my final blow. Such thoughts do not fill my head. The only thing in my head is, excuse me. He pulls back his longsword to protect his open left side. He will make it. He will easily make it. This is my final blow. That's the only thing in my head. Even if Emiyashiro is a fake, that is absolutely true. For everyone to be happy. That is an ideal everyone thinks of. So I won't back down. Because this dream is the unwavering gaze. Faults and lies. Good, love it. Just jumping between Shiro and Archer. Faults and lies. Shaking off everything. Running without stopping. Those words are driven into his chest. An attack made at full strength. Defense that should have been fast enough. The cogwheels never got into gear and the battle was decided quickly. Wow. He hears the sound of the blade piercing him. The one surprised is the knight in red. His enemy attacked with determination to defeat him. Then it is natural for his attack to do so. The boy does not need to be surprised, nor does he have anything to spare to be surprised. That is why the knight is the only one that is surprised. It is a great wonder how he could not block an attack he could have easily blocked. I support myself with my unbroken right leg. The sword in my hand has pierced Archer's chest. Was she watching all this time from that place? Yeah, she has. Still standing at the entrance, Saber questions Archer. Archer does not answer. He might not need to answer, or maybe he doesn't know the answer. My fingers throb. My broken fingers scream at me that they do not want to hold the sword anymore. The knight in red does not move. Even with the blade in his chest, the servant should be able to easily counterattack. But his hands are lowered and show no sign of moving. I know without being told what that means. I make the declaration while looking at him. The knight in red closes his eyes once and... He murmurs while looking off into the distance, as if to convince himself. Wow. That was good, man. That was really good. They really drove it home, man, and especially jumping between him and Archer. I love seeing Archer's perspective there. And like, because I feel like a lot of people, whenever they start with UBW, they might see that and be like, why didn't Archer attack him? Like, why did Shiro win? But, you know, it was never about who is stronger. That's been obvious. But Shiro was getting through to him. The fact that he just continued and just wouldn't stop. Every time he thought Shiro was going to just have 2 more blows in him, he just kept going. And then he realized he wasn't going to stop. And we just told him, like, it's not wrong. You know, just... It fucking worked, man. It was a battle of ideals. Or the one ideal, I guess. I pull out the sword. The projected weapon disperses as soon as it touches outside air. Oh yeah, and also Emiya is always hype as fuck. The song, yep. It was good, man. It was good. The fact that it wasn't in the reality marble was good too. It just felt like just right there on the spot. No, just they just went at it, man. Just right there. And God, being Shiro is such suffering, dude. Like he's just constantly just almost dying. Like thank fuck for Avalon. The tension floods out of me and I finally take notice of my condition. Now, even without the contractor, like it's still working wonders. It's terrible. The slashed wounds are healing, but lots of places are turning dark red. Archer said something about Saber's sheath, but what's that power putting priority on? It heals the torn flesh at once, but it seems to be putting off the broken bones until later. Then, I hear loud footsteps from the west side, the hallway that Lancer disappeared into. Someone's coming. She appears in the terrace and jumps down without hesitation. That wasn't very elegant. And she moans in pain at her landing.
シロ、無事ってあーちゃん、あんたその傷どうしちゃったのよ。
Oh yeah, you missed it. She follows her sudden arrival with a torrent of questions. Seems Lancer saved Tosca as he promised, but Tosca's energy takes the power out of me. Does she want to check on my safety, or is she angry about Archer's wound?
まったくつくづく甘い。
Yes, you are.
彼女がもう少し非道な人間なら、私もかつての自分になど戻らなかったもの。
And I love that line too, and that they kept that in anime, because it's like, you just see how important Reina was to everything getting to this point. He talks sarcastically, but his voice only contains warmth. After looking at Tosca once, the knight in red steps back as if to exit the stage.
ともあれ、決着はついた。お前を認めてしまった以上、エミヤなどという英雄はここにはいられん。
I love that he just straight up said that he approves of him.
敗者は早々に立ち去るとしよう。
Without saying goodbye to Tosca, huh? His wound is deep and he has no master. He will disappear here and he will return to the original place as a heroic spirit. It happens in an instant. It is a fatal attack that takes the opening in me as I have relaxed after seeing Tosca. Several swords are called forth. The rain of swords comes down to pierce Emiyashiro's body and... I fall. I'm pushed back and I fall on my butt. I push back about a meter. In front of me... Just like back then, god damn it. My broken limbs cannot support my body, but I do not have the power to get back up. And so, I can only look up at myself that got skewered in front of me.
何者?
Saber's scream cuts open the silence. She was looking at the second floor, on top of the crumbled stairs.
楽しませてもらったぞ。偽物同士。実にくだらない戦いだった。
貴様。
10年ぶりだな、セイバー。お前とはもう少し早く
Yeah, I bet you were.
顔合わせをする気であったが、予定が変わった。予想外の事故ばかり起きてな。俺の思惑とはずれてきてしまった。
Servant Gilgamesh, the one to defeat Berserker and the one who killed Iliasville. He turns aside Saber's glare and looks down at me and the skewered archer.
さて、理解したか？それが本物の重みというものだ。いかに形を似せ力を似せようが、所詮は作り物。本物の輝きには及ばない。
He raises his hand. It's as if he is ordering his soldiers.
偽物が作り上げた贋作など見るのも汚らわしい。クズ。貴様らの道には何一つ新作が存在せぬ。他人の真似事だけで出来上がった偽物は解くゴミになるがいい。
He shoots numerous noble phantasms. The unavoidable rain pours down. There are about 30 of them. I couldn't dodge or block them even if I was in perfect condition. Clouds of dust spring up. A shower of swords tears apart the already ruined hall. But even in the midst of the chaos, I see it. The red cloak flies. Still skewered, he runs to me and pushes me once again. I'm pushed away from the red figure. His eyes are telling me, you defeat him. That as long as I defeated Archer and as long as I want to be a superhero, I must defeat him. I actually like that more than how they did it in the anime, because I think in the anime, he just straight up tells Shiro, like, you must defeat him, like he like mumbles it to him, and like he clearly, like it's not mumbled, he just straight up says it as he's like being skewered. But in this one, it also happens twice, where he knocks Shiro out of the way. Clouds of dust fill my vision. The red cloak sinks inside the rubble, but I see it before he disappears. His eyes are filled with confidence. That servant is no match for us, Emiyashiro. Ooh. Neither Saber nor Tosca will be the one to defeat him. My own self is telling me that Emiyashiro is the natural enemy of that servant. My vision clears up. Dust is in the air and the rubble is piled up high. There's nothing else. Knight in red disappeared underneath the rubble.
ほう、驚いたぞアーチャー。あの傷で他人を救う余裕があったとはな。
His sarcastic words contain some scorn. The man smiles in satisfaction as he looks down at the hall filled with Archer's blood. Silence falls. Gilgamesh is the most powerful being here. Anyone that moves will follow Archer's fate. Even Saber is silent, wondering how best to attack the enemy. But
この誰に断って私のアーチャーに手を出してんのよ。
with Archer's death, Tosca has lost her composure. Light runs across space. Pure destructive force, magical energy released from the jewel without any processing. He does not even dodge it. He isn't even scratched.
死に損ないを先にするつもりだったのだが、順序が変わったな、女。
He orders the swords behind him to carry out Tosca's execution. The sword is released at a high velocity. Saber runs with surpassing speed and protects her master.
セイバー。
Damn, they actually endured this a lot longer than in the anime.
リン、下がって。あの男は危険だ。手を出せば殺さ
At
れ
least
ます。
from what I remember.
ほう、今のマスターはその小娘か。よかろう。ならば今の無礼は不問に付す。
Wow.
お前を失っては楽しみが減るから。
Saber glares at the enemy while readying her invisible sword.
なぜここにいるアーチャー。近江は前回の聖杯戦争で呼ばれたサーバント。そのあなたがなぜ今回も限界している。
なぜも何もあるまい。前回の戦いが終わった後、我は消えずにこの世に留まっただけだが。
そんなバカな。サーバントは聖杯が消えた時点でこの世との接点をなくすはずだ。ならばあなたが10年もの間留まっていられるはずがない。
そうでもないぞ。もとよりこの世との接点は聖杯ではなくよりしろとなったマスターだ。聖
There you
杯
go.
はあくまで道を通したに過ぎん。聖杯が消えた後も魔術師が魔力を提供し続ければこの世にはとどまれる。
Also, the freaking Grail made him flesh.
もっとも聖杯の助力なしでサーバントを維持できるマスターなどそうはいないがな。その点で言えば俺のよりしろは魔力不足ではあった。
ならばどちらにせよあなたがとどまれるはずだな。サーバントを持つことにマスターが耐えられないならあなたが召喚者とも
Is
に
Gilgamesh really gonna spill the beans on the fucking basement?
それもやりようであろう。魔術回路が少なければ知識で補うのが魔術師という輩だ。その点で言えば俺のマスターはなかなかの筋金の入った男だった。
He was a hell of a guy. Was? And his master is gone now? No, his master is Shinji. The fact that he, the man who would not obey anyone, obeyed Shinji is the proof of that.
ではあなたのマスターはライダーのマスターと同じように。
ああ、事故で補えなければ他人から奪うのは当然だろう。だが実を言えばそのような手間もいらなかったのだがな。俺は聖杯を浴びた唯一のサーバントだ。この時代における受肉など10年前に済ませている。
Saber stares at the man in astonishment. Saber hangs her head at the words 10 years ago.
そう、お前のおかげだぞ、セイバー。あれが何であるか我は誰よりも熟知している。
では
Did you see the angry mango?
あの
ああ、聖杯の正体を理解したのだ。その時に決めた。あれは俺だけが扱うとな。
Saber. No, looking down at all of us, he declares something that is unbefitting for a servant.
聖杯をあなたが使うだと。
そうだ。マスターなどという寄生動物に分け与えてやる義理もあるまい。俺は俺の目的のために聖杯を使おう。
その最大の障害であった召喚者、先ほど消えた。
Wow.
残ったものはより代にもならぬ魔術師もどきだけだ。
So he saw Kirei as an obstacle to his goal. Is that what he's saying there? The biggest obstacle, the summoner, was eliminated. I mean, I guess Kirei didn't summon him. It was Tokiyomi, but I might be misinterpreting that line, or it might be translated weirdly. I think there's sometimes things are said in here that I take the wrong way, so pardon me for that.
俺の望みにはそのなり損ないこそがふさわしい。もっともお前の肉ならば、あるいは完全な聖杯が出来上がるやもしれんが。
The man looks at Tosaka. Tosaka must feel the danger as she grows pale and steps back. His red eyes are ominous. One would feel uncomfortable under the weight of that gaze. His eyes are so aberrant that even Tosaka is frightened of them.
バカな。聖杯はマスターが得るものだ。我らサーバントでは得られないからこそマスターに協力するのだろう。
それこそがおかしな話だ。聖杯に触れられるのはサーバントだけでありながら、聖杯を得られるのはマスターだけだというのか。
Frankly, this whole affair is strange.
すべてはくだらぬざれ言だ。7人のマスターによる聖杯の奪い合い。最後の一人となったマスターのみが聖杯を得る儀式だと。そんなものはただの隠れ蓑に過ぎん。もとより聖杯の恒例など済んでいる。連中は毎回聖杯を用意してから7人のサーバントを呼ぶ。わかるか騎士よ。連中が必要としたのは聖杯ではなく、その中に入るものだ。マスターなど元は我らを呼ぶためだけの回路に過ぎん。魔術師どもはな、聖杯を作りはしたが、その中身を用意できなかった。先ほども言っただろ。事故で補えないのなら、よそから奪ってくるのが奴らだと。聖杯を満たす最高純度の魔力、守護者とも言える霊長最強の魂こそが奴らが求めたものだ。7人のサーバントとはな、もともと聖杯にくべられる生贄のことらしいぞ。
Saber looks up at the man in astonishment. Her eyes are desperately trying to deny his words, that it isn't possible. She is trying to deny it, saying that what she wished for, the Holy Grail, cannot be such a thing.
驚くことはあるまい。聖杯は魂という本人でなければ制御できぬ力を純粋な魔力に返すろ過器だ。ああ、確かにそれならば願いは叶おう。魔術師どもにとっては永遠に使い切れぬ魔力量だろうからな。故に生贄は多ければ多いほど良い。6人ものサーバントを組め
With
れば
6 as sacrifices. Interesting.
聖杯が汲み取ったサーバントは5人。奴らが目指した万能の釜まではあと1人分で十分だ。
それではやはり聖杯はマスターにしか扱えない。聖杯が純粋な魔力の貯蔵庫だというのなら、扱えるのは魔術師だけだ。そうだ。持ち主となるマスターさえ優れた術者ならきっと。
あらゆる願いを叶えられるか、たわけ。人間風情にそのような奇跡は与えられん。どれほど強大な力を持とうと自滅するのが人間というものだ。だが安心しろセイバー、この聖杯は本物だ。きちんと
The
7人
origin.
分の英霊を組み込めば必ず原初に到達する。
原初？ちょっと待った。じゃあ聖杯ってまさか。
何者かは知らんが、最初にこのルールを敷いた者は間違いなく真
The
意
one
の
who
天
made
才
this
だろうよ。
rule.
まあしかし俺には関係のない話ではある。俺はそんなものに興味はない。あるのは
This is so cool. I
聖杯の
cannot
門として
wait
の
to get the full extent of this in Heaven's Field. I cannot wait.
聖杯が門だと。
It's a gate. This is the first I'm hearing this. Like, what?
10年前だセイバー。あと一歩で聖杯を手に入れるという時、聖杯は政権によって両断され、こぼれ落ちた者は炎となって町を焼き払った。聖杯の真下にいた俺は当然その本流を一身に浴びたのだ。その時に聖杯の正体を知った。実にくだらぬ。くだらぬが使い道はある。
It's a weapon.
数ある兵器の中でもあれほど殺人に特化したものはあるまい。あれはあのままでいい。万能の釜になどする必要はない。
So it could be a witch granting device with enough servants, enough, you know, pure magical energy in it, but I guess to prematurely you can use it. It's always fine to be used as a weapon. But, you know, I think again, it's like I don't know. I just have to play Heaven's Feel because I don't know the full like thing with it. So I'm gonna wait.
兵器。聖杯がサーバントを持って生み出すものが兵器だというのか、アーチャー。
Or it could be that he's just saying like, you don't have to pretend it's omnipotent. Like it's already a great weapon. Like that's what it is.
もともと我らとて兵器だろう。あれはそれを突き詰めたもの
A
に過ぎる。
gate to hell.
聖杯とは地獄の門。一度開けば
Damn.
中からは56億もの呪いが溢れ
That
出す。
number's gone up a bit since then.
ことみねは言っていなかった。聖杯の名はアンリマユ。
Uh-huh. I'm gonna remind you all the evils of the world.
その名の通り、すべての人間を食いつぶす。
Mud that will consume every human being. Yo. I'm gonna remind you? I think that's the name of the devil in Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism. The leader of evil that opposes God for many thousands of years. I wonder if I could read about this. This is an embodiment of the evil in all human and is depicted as a reflected image of all humanity's goodwill. Why is the Holy Grail named after the ancient Persian devil?
では、あなたの目的は人間の。
そう一層だ。俺は琴峰のように人間をめでようと努める気はない。めでるべきは美しいものだけだ。この世界は楽しいがな。同様にどしがたい。凡白の雑種が生を謳歌するなど、王に対する冒涜だ。
Oh my god.
それでは収める気にもなれん。
バカじゃないのあんた。何が王に対する冒涜よ。人間が一人もいなくなったらそれこそ王様の意味なんてないじゃない。
死に絶えるのならばそれでよい。自らの罪で消え去るのなら生きる価値などはあるまい。俺が欲しいものは雑種ではない。地獄の中ですら生き延びられる者にこそ支配される価値がある。その点で言えば前回のは落第だったな。あの程度の火で死に絶えるなど今の人間は弱すぎる。
He grins. For the first time, he looks at me, who he said is a failure.
この世すべての悪とやらが何者であるかは知らん。だが都合が良いだろ。すべての人間に等しく落ちる死の戸が人より生まれた人だけを殺す底なしの闇。本来俺がすべき仕事を任せるにはふさわしい猟犬だ。
Gilgamesh raises his hand. Behind him are noble phantasms waiting for the king's order.
では10年前の続きといこう。あの時はくだらぬゴミが混ざったが、こたびはあのようなゴミはおら
How
ぬ。
dare you talk about Kiritsugu?
もっともそれ以上にタチが悪いクズが混ざっているようだが。
Swords are all pointed at me. I will my broken legs to stand, but they do not move. Damn, I can't even manage to block one of those. So why did Archer leave behind that message? Swords disappear. The golden servant suddenly lowers his arm. After looking up at the ceiling in discomfort, he brushes away the dust on his shoulder.
すすで汚れる。 命拾いしたな、小僧。
The castle is burning. I don't know who set the fire, but it must be huge. Cool, best bro. The third floor is burning down and the second floor is caught as well. No, that's not the surprising thing. He really stopped the battle just because he was going to get dirty from the ashes.
逃げるのですかアーチャー。
Gotta love Gil.
場所を変えるだけだ、セイバー。聖杯は俺の手にある。ことは迅速に済ますのが俺の方針だからな。早々に聖杯を作り、地獄の穴を開けてやろう。
His golden hair flutters. Gilgamesh walks to the terrace that isn't yet burning.
取り戻したければ早めにしろ。何しろ今回の聖杯は急増の欠陥品だ。急がなければ中身がすべてこぼれてしまうぞ。
His stifled laughter echoes through the room, and he leaves the burning castle like that. Sparks are dancing through the room and the ceiling is tinted red. The gorgeous castle shows no traces of what it used to be. Castle without a master crumbles without trace, as if to follow the girl in white. Oh. Big rip. Oh, here we go. This part. Mato Shinji is running through the forest with beast-like breath. He's actually running along a selected route, but his mentality is that of a wanderer. He is running away without aim, so the word wandering is more befitting.
くそあと少しあと少しっていうところでと
He pushes the branches aside with one hand and runs while scattering wet dirt. Leaving a trail of blood behind him, Mato Shinji heads to the edge of the forest. He has not treated the wound he received from Lancer. He does not feel his right arm anymore. The wound is inflamed and his arm will not move, as though dead. He must not be able to run with only one arm as he slips and leans against a tree. His dangling right arm is like a piece of trash. As soon as he realizes that a part of his body is a useless piece of trash, Mato Shinji starts laughing. Now it matches the rest of him. The laughter comes out like a racking cough. It hurts. It must be because of the wound that his body is burning hot. In a daze, he imagines his wounded arm rotting away. After that, he imagines everyone around him rotting away. Not just one of their arms. He has one arm. All the other idiots should lose both of their arms. He can't stop laughing. With that decision made, the pain becomes bearable. He has a legitimate purpose now. The first thing he would do is collect every possible arm. There will be no... What the fuck is going on? There will be no exceptions.
そりゃいいじゃあ
Tosaka.
一番初めは決まってる
The girl that did not become his. Since she is his favorite, he cannot allow her to be superior to him.
待っててよどうさか
Laughing, Mato Shinji raises his head. When did he appear? His servant is standing right in front of him. Oh man, you never want to just suddenly see Gilgamesh. Because he wants business with you, and that's never good. He looks at his servant in surprise. The golden servant looks down at Mato Shinji as if looking at livestock.
傷を負ったのか。ひどいな。
And he says something that he does not mean. Mato Shinji's face contorts. Without realizing the true intention of his servant, he glares at the man before him.
いたかろうだと誰のせいだと思っているんだお前が間抜けだからランサーなんかにやられたんだぞ番犬役もできないくせに偉そうなことを言うな
Oh, you mongrel. With his head on fire, Mato Shinji insults his servant. The golden servant nods, saying this will do.
その傷はランサーにつけられたのか。では、あのマスターを逃がしたのは奴だったのだな。
ああそうだよお前がグズだから遠坂を逃がしちまったんだあんな死に損ないに取られるなんて思い出しただけで吐き気がする
そうか。それは
そうか。
残念だ。
何落ち着き払ってんだよ遠坂がいなけりゃ聖杯が手に入らないんだろさあお前のせいで全部台無しだ分かってんのかよこれからどうすれば
安心しろ。
Oh, not yet.
予定に狂いはない。 聖杯は作り出せる。
The servant's voice contains no emotion. Mato Shinji does not realize that the red eyes aren't looking at him.
どうやって？いくら聖杯があってもその器がないとできないって琴峰も言ってたじゃないか。あのガキの心臓だけじゃ意味がない。あれは優れた魔術回路につなげないと聖杯にならないんだろ。
Mato Shinji walks up to his servant and scolds him for his stupidity. The golden servant nods and
だから問題ない。より代になるマスターならここにもう一人いるじゃないか。
he thrusts his arm. Bang. Hold that. A piercing sound. Mato Shinji never finds out what the sound is. But he feels something funny in his stomach. Looking down, he sees his servant's arm there. The fist is inside his body. There's neither pain nor blood. The servant's arm is in his body like the absurd spiritual operation he saw before. Hmm.
聖杯が欲しいのだろう。ならばくれてやろう。大事なものなら二度と手放すな。
His blood vessels expand after feeling the sensation of billions of worms squirming through his body and trying to get out. It becomes something that is not Mato Shinji. Pretty good scream. I think Media still has the best one. It convulses. A swollen object is literally a lump of meat. There's no shape to it. It is composed of exposed meat and blood vessels, quickly forming meat and quickly decaying meat. Unable to bear the pain of the repeating growth and decay and the sensation of something wriggling inside of him, he loses his sanity. After watching it, the servant lets him go as if nothing has happened.
力ある魔術師ならば変貌することもないだろうが。
A chain comes down. Descending from the sky, heaven's chains bind the writhing mass of flesh. The balance of expansion and decay is about the same right now, but the Holy Grail should figure out its master soon enough. Expansion should overwhelm the decay by then. His Holy Grail should be completed in no time.
ゲテモノの方が味は良い。何よりお前ならばふさわしい泥を吐き出すだろう。シンジ。
Yeah. The servant laughs. And beside him, the piece of meat repeats "Help me" in a voice that is no longer human. Yikes. Big yikes. Alright. That... Okay.
シロ、傷はもう痛まないのですか?
That is where I'm going to leave off for now. This doesn't apply when I drop this on YouTube, but to my patrons, this is the last thing I'm recording before I'm heading out of town and through the weekend. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoy this. Archer versus Shiro. Gilgamesh coming in. We are approaching the end of Unlimited Blade Works, and I would love, I say this every time, but I would love to get a super long session in next time and maybe even finish the route. Who knows, man, because we just have this night, then the next day, and everything going on, which is probably going to take at least a few hours, so we'll see how that goes, but I can't wait to do that, to get, of course, all the Tiger Dojos for this route, and move on to Heaven's Feel, you know? I think I'm definitely making good time in terms of getting to Heaven's Feel now. Now I'm making good time in terms of getting to see the last part of that route in the visual novel before I go see it in the movie. So I can at least give you a reaction to the visual novel before I go see it in theaters with Genova. That's going to be a great time. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Peace.